Well, hello, my darlings. I'm Faith from Faith and Grits, and here with day 19 for Rachel Bella Crafts collaboration around the world in 30 days junk journaling. Absolute stellar of an idea for a collab. Honestly, love it. Still trying to catch up with everybody, but I've got as far as Ambleside. I haven't gone any farther. So I bring you today Huntsville, Alabama, often referred to by its residents as Rocket City. So, and there is a reason why the Saturn V rocket is there. But it's Huntsville and that sort of greater North Alabama area, often referred to as the Tennessee Valley. And it is my hometown. So it's where I was born and raised. So I have everything ready here. Daphne, I'm still puzzling over her travels. So my journal is coming together, my first two signatures. So for Huntsville, I've done a center spread. So I have a deep pocket and tucks on this side with my ticket clusters, a 2-page middle spread, and then another page on the back using the kit for Huntsville. And this is filled with blanks, all ready to take on my travels. So hang about with me today. I hope you're enjoying. Check out the links down below in the description for information about the collaboration. And keep watching for my darlings. And for you, it'll only be a tick. Right, my darlings. Here to start my day for day 19 in the Around the World in 30 Days with Rach and Bella. I will do an intro before this one, so I'm not going to go over this. I chose Huntsville, Alabama, or the greater northern Huntsville area. It's where I was born and raised, and I now live over here in the UK, in Wales. So it's a place that's very dear to me, and I especially love it in the autumn. It's a very beautiful place. So I will go through some more of those reasons, but I've just put the camera on. I don't have a plan, just going to do it. So, in my signatures, pop that out of the way a minute. In my signatures, I have used book page, mainly book page, an envelope in there, some mulberry paper, but I've put some of these larger book pages into the center, and I didn't cut them down, so I folded a flap up, and then I folded a flap out this way. So I wanted to use one of these for Huntsville, but I wasn't convinced I wanted to keep all these flaps. So what I've done is I've taken the bottom one off, but left the sides. So that's a spare one. So before I put the camera on now, I have taken the exact same, I took the bottom off of it, but I've left the two flaps. And I've backed it with some tea-dyed paper that I had left over. My last few pieces with the leaf decal on. I've glue sticked those on. So let's have a look at these and just start cutting. So I've printed off the bits that Rach has done so beautifully and chopped them in half. So I've got my little postcards there. I don't have a back for those, but I'm pretty sure I have postcard stamps. So I need to dig those out. And some of the little fussy bits here for Monte Sano, the Tennessee River, Guntersville Lake. Got to have a bit of iced tea in there, barbecue, and fresh lemonade. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna ink yet. So that was the background page, and I've just chopped that in half. Yes, there's a rocket in there. I'll explain that as I go along, I suppose. And then these were the collage pages. So I've printed them, cut them in half, and now I want to think, especially for a center spread, I just want to start carving these up. So it is my hometown of Huntsville, and the greater North Alabama region. It's difficult to describe to people living in the UK. It is a lot of mountains, or not mountains, a lot of forest. You know, it's a lot of farmland, it's a lot of forest. And it's Huntsville is just below the Tennessee state line. And things like Huntsville, Madison, all these, Ardmore's actually on the Tennessee state line. Scottsboro, we called that last year. Oh my God, there is actually the most maddest, like, flea market place in Scottsboro. It's on my bucket list to go back to. We are traveling back later on this autumn, so I'm not sure how much I'll be filling this before, or I'll fill it more with things as we come back. But as a travel journal, it's definitely going with me. So I'm just going to carve out that little tag there. That's one piece. And that would make a nice tuck on the bottom. So just carve out, look into the collage and think, right, what's going to create a nice shape? And I cut a little bit bigger because I can always take away. So once that's inked up, I might actually lose that paler edge on the edge. Give my scissors a wiggle. So I did choose this location because it's important to me. You do have the rocket that shows up because the Saturn V rocket is quite literally visible for miles. Because there's one that's completely upright at the space and the space center, and it's people in Huntsville affectionately refer to it as Rocket City, because that's where a lot of your early rocket development for NASA happened after World War II. So this whole thing, I think, needs to come as one. Or do I chop the top of the porch off? Yes, I think I'm going to chop the top of the porch off, because I got Huntsville up here, Monte Sano, and Monte Sano is actually in Huntsville. It's not a huge mountain, but it just like barely qualifies as a mountain. Absolutely stunning. That mountain and the trails up along that mountain is where I spent my childhood. Absolutely. Some of the happiest childhood memories is up on that mountain. And it is a state park. But you've got Burren on the mountain and then the park, Monte Sano State Park. And the trails date back to sort of Native Indian times. And the trails will actually take you, as teenagers, we found out by accident. We just carried on down these trails, and next thing you know, we were in 5 Points, which is a little housing area in Huntsville. And we thought, oh my God, we've walked all the way down the mountain. But then we had to call our parents and explain why they had to come and pick us up where we were, because we managed to follow the trails all the way down the mountain. No, that's lovely. Fresh iced tea, fresh lemonade, happy days. So no, that's, and I asked Rach to do these in the autumnal colors. And then these two, again, I'm going to carve up, and then I need to go dig out my inks and see. Not sure about this one yet. That one needs to go in half as well. Yes. So I need to double check what my prompt is, because I've started now and I haven't even looked. I'm filming this in advance. I'm trying to make sure I get it done so it can go out on time, because I'm working. So here we go. And even if I miscut it, you know, I can always print it again. So I've got some possible pockets there. That Tennessee, yeah, so the Tennessee River, and the Tennessee River sort of swoops down from Tennessee and makes a big loop into North Alabama, and it goes back up towards Tennessee. So it's why it's often referred to as the Tennessee Valley. And Guntersville Lake, is fed off of the Tennessee, and the Guntersville Dam then connects them. So it is possible to take a boat from the lake onto the river and vice versa. And I got a story about that one. Oh, let me tell you, from my childhood. So, right, that's the way I sort of look at the pages to carve them up. But again, this could be changed again, because I might want to take that image out and use it independently and just keep that bottom as a tuck, if that makes sense. So I'm going to dig my inks out, try to figure out what colors I want to go for on this, and I'll be back. So give me a tick. Right, my darlings, I've put the camera on, and we're just going to go for it for here. So my sort of collage pages here, I've sort of carved out pieces that I can use, as pockets and things. Are we all on camera here? I think so. So I've carved those up. I think I'm happy with them. I haven't, you would always take more away after. So just, I've carved them up in the direction I think I want them, because I can always change them. So those two background pages there. I've got my book page that I've backed in some tea stain paper. So I've left those flaps on the outside. So this will be a center of the signature type page. Now I was looking at these, because those can get, I can carve those out and work out exactly where I want them to be, as I go along. So those can go away. They all need inking. That needs inking. But for these outer flaps, now I don't like, all this will be used. I don't like the path going that way. So if that path goes that way, I can put something on the bottom there. Or do I put it in the middle? No. At the top. At the bottom, and have an upper. Yeah. And then the reverse on the other side. So I'll put this path coming down off that flap, because these will be pockets then. And if I put that one on the bottom, I can have some embellishment at the top. Yes. So I'm going to do that and try to find the rest of my autumnal ink colors. I've got a couple out, but I don't know where the rest of them have gone. So I'm going to go and hunt for those, and I'll be back in a tick. Right, my darlings, I've gotten that stuck on to the flaps. So that one's on that side, and then that path is on. Oh, I've done it wrong. Oh, I meant to put that on the bottom. Doesn't matter. If I don't like it, I can always reprint it. So I've got this center spread now. It's going to give me 4 pages for Huntsville. So, inks. I've got out Shady Lawn, Walnut Stain, Strawberry, which is the only red I've got, Golden Meadow. I do have 2 really old ones, which are Crackling Campfire and Dried Marigold. I don't have any oranges. These have been bought secondhand, so I don't know how well they're going to work. So let's test on this one, because I want a mottled effect, much like the autumnal floor, isn't it? A very mottled. So I'm just going to hit it in a few places. Now, I've gone and double checked. My prompt for today is a travel ticket cluster. And I've had a little look in my previous, junky travel journals, and all those types of bits are completely glued down. items. So I can't use any original stuff. But I think I might have found an alternative. I do have some Tim Holtz bits that I can make some clusters for this. So just watch this space. I don't know how that's going to go. Meadow. So you are getting that sort of mottled. That's a bit, well, you do have bright yellow leaves, don't you, in the autumn? It needs an orange, though, and I don't have any orange. I think this might be, like, really dried up. I'll just, yeah, this is really dried up. What's this campfire look like? See, it's not even coming off on the pad then. Is there any in that? Some. Oh, that's a bit orangey. Ooh, I like that. That's got some life left in it as well. So I want that sort of autumnal distress for sure. So now I've got inky fingers. So that's the kind of look I'm going for. Let's get some more green on there. I don't want black, but I can always go back in with that walnut stain. So no, I'm happy with that. So that is me now for a spell of time to ink all this. So I won't suffer you through watching inking, but those are the ones I think I'm going to stick with. Crackling Campfire, Golden Meadow, bits of strawberry, walnut stain, shady lawn. So, watch your space, darlings. Right, my darlings, after much inking later, I've gone through with, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ink colors. And here's my base page, ready to rock and roll. So I've had some other bits dug out behind me. So let's just start getting these down somewhere. So I did choose Huntsville, Alabama, and that sort of greater Tennessee Valley area of northern Alabama, because that is my hometown. It's where I was born and bred, little Alabama girl, running around barefoot and climbing all over Monte Sano Mountain. And around Guntersville Lake, the Tennessee River, this is where I grew up. And my name, of course, is faithngrits. And grits is an acronym for Girls Raised in the South. And it's kind of known as this catchphrase for, you know, you've been born with a bit of grit and determination. And I don't know what made me choose that name for my channel, but it's how it ended up, isn't it? I like that one there, or do I want it going outwards? Outwards. So, do I want something else at the bottom and trim that off? We'll see. So it is, you know, my neck of the woods, so to speak. I'm going back now this autumn to visit. And no, really excited to go back. What am I doing now? Don't overthink it, Faith. Just glue it down. Glue it down, and we'll see. That needs to go somewhere. Unless I put it over the top of Monte Sano. Yes, I like that. I like that. I'm not sure about that jutting out. I'll move it a little bit. I don't want to cover up the T. Move it down a little bit. That could go. No, it can't. That can go across there. And how does that go? It's Monte Sano as well. Kind of overlap them. Maybe. Sorry, I'm waffling here. that one out a minute. No. Go with my original thought, I think. Do I want those overlapping? Maybe a little bit. Leave that one overlap there. Do it. And then I'll work out the other bits. Glue. So no, this is the one. This is my first choice, was North Alabama, and as you can see, there is a rocket ship in there, and that's because the Saturn V rocket is visible for miles, and it's where the U.S. Space Camp and the Space Museum is in Huntsville. It's kind of like right in between Huntsville and Madison off 565. And then, of course, Monte Sano Mountain is pretty much smack dab in Huntsville. I spent my childhood scrambling around the trails on that mountain. And yeah, to me, it's just a special part of the world. And if you are an outdoorsy kind of person, oh my word, you're in for a treat. Across the whole of, I mean, there's so much to do outdoors between the river and the lake and the woodlands that surround it. If you go further east, you start getting a little bit more hilly, because as you go up that northeast corner of Alabama, you got, you're going up into that east corner of Tennessee where the Appalachian mountain chain starts to begin. So it's so pretty. Because we come in via like Fort Payne up through Scottsboro when we drive up from Georgia, and the scenery is just spectacular. And if you're into country music, of course, Fort Payne, Alabama, that's, you know, the country band Alabama. So, yeah, looking forward to going home, have a real barbecue. So I'm an Alabama girl living in Wales, and bless your cotton picking hearts, but you do try barbecue, but it ain't the same cookie. No chance. So that's normally one of our first stops, is a proper barbecue pit. So no, fresh tea, fresh lemonade. Ooh, sings to my soul. Now, what can I do with these? Can I get them? That's going to be a pocket, so I don't want to. I might have to cut these up a bit more. But can this one go on here? That one definitely needs to go on. But do I want it to go? Because I want that pocket eventually glued down. Or do I do it as a tag? But I've already inked it. It'll be alright going that way. I think so. Get something underneath it. Let's glue it. Do I want to glue it to this? Yes. Oh, this stuff's so weird to work with. This is basically a UK dishcloth. And it's weird. Because it just keeps expanding and expanding. So no, I hope everyone's enjoying the collaboration. I am thoroughly enjoying, but really trying to catch up with everything as and when I can, because it's just life and work has been so busy. Stick that down. There we go. So I'm not filling everything in this travel journal because I do want to take it with me this year on holiday. So it's going to have some mileage on it. So I don't have like proper train tickets and boarding passes and luggage tags and things like that. I don't have anything like that to use at the moment because we haven't traveled yet. But my previous trips are all already stuck in the books, so I don't want to cut those out. Trim this off a bit. And once I get this down, I think I will crack on with some of the other bits. I need to get the clusters ready to go on. And yeah, so I'm going to get that glued down, gather some more bits and bobs together, and pop back on with you. Because I don't want to be too long-winded. And you don't need to watch me glue. So, right, my darlings, as far as my ticket type clusters, I've rooted through and found bits and bobs from an ephemera box that I haven't looked at in probably over a year. But brilliant travel pieces. So, for example, that then, oh, it has moved. So if I did some sort of cluster, okay, on the corner of that flat pocket, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, because I like odd numbers. But once that's attached as a cluster, that back pocket becomes quite accessible. I like this one. Keep in sight. If you leave your seat, carry it with you. But I want that to go, and then I want the fragile down at the bottom. Yes? But that just needs to be inked and glued. Let's see if we can get a paper clip on it. I don't know why I'm overthinking everything. It's like when I'm doing a video for myself, I'm fine. As soon as I do a collab video, I'm like, what am I doing? There we go. That's fine. So I've had the suitcase for that one. I had a car for travel. I've had the chair for Airbnb. And I've had a plane for actual travel. So I'm going to see now what's going to be the most obvious. Suitcase there. Because these aren't going to work on these 2 pages without covering everything up. I could make another page of the book. Let's go chair for accommodation. There we go. And ticket. I want to do some extra stamping on this, but that's going to take a bit of time. That I'm not going to put in this video. Let's have the ticket coming out that way. And that way. And that way. So something like that. I'm going to ink, take a photo of. I can remember what, oh, I didn't do that one. How many pieces is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5 pieces is good. And yeah, so I'm going to carry on with those. I've got one more. Let's try again. No, I did that one on that side. Move these over here. I don't want the video to be too long-winded. See if we can group these together. That car definitely needs to be down the bottom and the plane at the top. What have I got here? I can grunge all these up then before that ticket definitely needs to be in there. Tickets. We've just about got all that kind of bit sorted. to travel, finishing off some transport things next. Extra ticket for the plane. Oh, let's change. Yeah, that green go up there. That can come down here. And so there's green and a brown ticket coming off the airplane. And but I think you can follow what I'm sort of trying to suss out. I want I want to arrange the tickets in such a way. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So those are left over. So I need to go again and ink again and all of these 5 colors. So watch your space, darlings, and for you, thankfully, it'll only be a tick. Right, back, my darlings. Let's have a think. Now, when I last left off yesterday, I was inking. So I didn't go full 5 colors on the edges, but I did go around it with the walnut stain, and I've added some sort of extra stamping to those blank tickets that were in there. So like that one I've added to. So I'm quite happy with that. So the plan is to get these stuck on the outside. Not as, I don't know if I want to stick them as pockets, but I'm still going to glue that flap down to create that big one underneath. Yeah. Why not? So I'm going to glue, let's try it on this one anyway. So I'm going to glue that top corner there, and this side and the bottom, and see. Yeah. Right down to the edge. Oh no, I can't go on that. Can't go on that bit. Didn't think that through. There. So that could potentially be that extra one. And then I've still got a space in the back to put in something much larger. So, there we go. So yeah, let's go ahead and glue this down. Well, no, put the top one on next. I think it was that one. So it does overlap a little bit. Get that right up to the top. Do it. So no, I'm so pleased. I'm not gonna make like stuff to go in these as such, because I want this to go with me later on this year when I travel over for me to fill up. There we go. Stay. And glue this pocket down. So now Huntsville is a there's loads to do in and around the Huntsville area. The restaurants as well. That sort of, oh, and the barbecue is to die for. Another place, I've said about the Rocket Museum, another place I don't think I've mentioned is, if you look it up, I'd love to see something like it's happen over here. It's called Low Mill, and it's a abandoned factory that's been converted into artists' lofts. So artists can have a space in there, but members of the public can come in and watch you doing your thing in your loft space. So each little artist loft space has like a plexiglass wall in it, So members of the public can come in and have a wander and just watch what it is you do. It's absolutely brilliant. I can't wait to go back and visit again. Such a unique idea. But it's called Low Mill in Huntsville. It's absolutely, it blew my mind the first time I went. Oh, that was the second time I went. The first time I went, it was all the artists were outside because it was a market day, and that was wild in and of itself. But I want to go back then and see the actual artists working in their spaces. That should be okay glue-wise. Let's have a look. Yes. So there are my ticket clusters. Quite happy with that. And this flap down. Oh, missed a bit of glue. So I'll explain now about the rest of this. And hope I haven't nattered on or I hope I've made sense. As I've been chattering away here over the different snippets of video. I guess I'll find out when I get in to edit them. But no, the collaboration has been amazing. I'm caught up to Jazz, I think, Ambleside. I need to go back and play catch up now on the rest of the videos once I get this sort of edited and ready to go. It's just work has been so busy. So this one that I didn't know where to put before, I think I have decided. Oh my word. Come on, bear. It doesn't want to come out. There we go. Come on. I think there's a clog in there. I need to take the nozzle off and give it a wash. There. That should be enough to hold it. I think I am going to put it right up the top there. And again, I didn't think that through. Ah! Get something behind it. Oh, and it had to be on camera, isn't it? Oh, man. Hopefully I haven't glued it down. Oh, trust me to do it on camera like that. Oh, I think the baby wipe did it. Some glue in there. Yes. Come on. I'll just go around it later underneath. Give it a chance to set. I haven't glued it down to the back, so that's one thing at least. Pin in the glue face. There. So, what I did as well while I was inking is I've cut some blank brown cardstock blanks to go in to my pockets. So these are blanks that are all ready to go and to be worked on. So that goes the right at the bottom, and then that's the left one on the top, side to the side, and then this one goes in by there. And then I have postcards. So the Southern Hospitality, I haven't inked those yet. I'll go back and do those after that. Because I do have a little set of travel inks that I can take with me. The postcards still need doing. And ooh, I've got that tuck and that tuck I'm going to make a blank for. And all these other little bits that are left over are going to go into an envelope to go with the journal when I actually go traveling. So pop that out of the way for a moment. Grab my signatures. So my 3 signatures are getting there. So I will have a video for Stockholm, which was my second choice. There'll be a separate video for that. So this goes into the middle here as my 4-page spread for Huntsville. So, and that is me done for North Alabama. I hope you've enjoyed. I'm quite pleased with my tickets, and I'm so happy with these papers, Rach. They're absolutely amazing. So Miss Daphne now is getting ready for her travels. So I just need to get her book ready So that's all from me for today. Thank you very much, Rachabella, and all the lovely team over there at Rachel Crafts. Truly enjoyed this one. So happy crafting, everyone, and hope to see you back here again soon. So for me, Faith, bye for now.